Wonderful.
All right, that's what I like to hear on this Monday. Well, my name is Ellie, and I'm a wildlife care specialist right here at the world-famous San Diego Zoo. Now, the San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance is committed to saving species worldwide by uniting our expertise in animal care and conservation science with our dedication to inspiring a passion for nature. We integrate wildlife health, care, science, and education to develop sustainable conservation solutions. Now, our conservation work is focused in 8 hubs across 6 continents in regions where our alliance can make the greatest impact. Now, those are the Pacific Islands, Southwest, Amazonia, oceans, African forests, savanna, Asian rainforest, and Australian forest. Now, we believe that conservation starts with the connections that we make between people and wildlife every day. And that's exactly what we hope to do right now. So what do you say? You want to meet some wildlife?
Yes.
All right. Well, for our first guest, we're actually going to step away from our conservation hubs and talk a little bit about San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance's One Health approach to saving species worldwide. Now, the health of people, wildlife, and the environment are all interconnected, and our planet can only thrive when all life is thriving. That is the core of our mission and the thread that runs through all of our conservation efforts. But this first guest fits this category by being
adorable
an ecosystem engineer and also one of our youngest ambassadors here at Wegeforth Bowl. Please help me welcome the very adorable Dakota, our North American porcupine.
He's gotten so big.
Slowly but surely. There we go. Now Dakota
Spends
here
more time there than
is
here.
coming up on 2 years old, so he is still pretty young. We are hoping that he'll get a little bit bigger, but we shall see. Now, I did say he is a North American porcupine. Now, the first thing you might think of when you hear porcupine are probably those quills of theirs, right? Now, how many of us have heard that porcupines can shoot their quills? It's okay, don't be shy. Yes, it is a very popular myth, so don't worry, porcupines cannot shoot their quills. They actually have to back into whatever is threatening them. Now, their quills are very loosely attached to their bodies, so when they do poke something, they come out very easily of them. Not so much on the other hand. Unfortunately for the predator of the North American porcupine, whatever is quilled has to deal with the microscopic barb on the end of the quill, which has designed itself to dig deeper and deeper into the skin of whatever has been quilled. Now, if you, or maybe even your pets, I know some people have seen pictures of dogs with a face full of quills. If that ever happens to you, the best thing to do is to pull them out as soon as possible, because the longer you wait, the more it's going to hurt. Now, speaking of those quills, if you are wondering what they feel like, now they are made of the same protein as our hair and fingernails, which is keratin. So if you would like to know what they feel like, you can just feel the top of your fingernail. You don't want that? We're very picky today. You want this? Maybe? Yes, okay. Now, they are covered in about 30,000 quills all over their body. The only spots that they don't have quills are right around the nose, right around their little hands, and on the bottom of their tummy. Now, you might be noticing these white, longer hairs. They're much easier to see from a distance. Now, those aren't actually quills at all. They are called guard hairs. Now, they are modified hairs that are designed to be longer than the quills that are hidden underneath to give that porcupine a split-second warning before anything touches them. Now, if you're wondering how is that even possible that is so close, let me show you, hopefully, how this works. If he likes this. Yes, okay. Ready? There they are. Oh, you're fine. Victoria is coming back. Victoria.
That's choice of control.
Oh,
He decided he wanted to leave.
Well, now I feel bad. It's just a puff of air. Usually he just hangs out. Well, that is just proving how that reaction works. So if you saw all those quills hidden underneath, that is exactly what you don't want to see if you are ever close to a North American porcupine. But again, don't worry, they cannot shoot them. So if you cannot outrun a rodent that is running backwards, I can't really help you with that problem. But, well, he did fantastic until I bothered him. So one more time for Dakota, our North American porcupine.
He's the one that was born by C-section because his mom Maisie was too small.
All right. Now, for our next guest, we are going to head over to our Southwest Conservation Hub, which is right here in our own backyards. Now, here we are working to conserve a wide variety of wildlife, such as the desert tortoise, Pacific pocket mouse, and the burrowing owl, and many, many more. But this species might be a little bit more familiar to you all, and you might even see them in your own backyard every single day.
Penny.
We're just having a great show today.
Adorable Penny.
Reset. There we go. Good job.
Somebody kept her as a pet for
This,
too long.
everyone, is Penelope.
She was deemed
our
non-releasable.
very adorable Virginia opossum. Now, I did emphasize the opossum. That is because the opossum is what we have here in North America, while the possum is a completely separate species that lives only in Australia. So if you ever want to sound really smart with your friends, or you just feel like correcting them and sounding cool, there you go. It is an opossum, actually. Now, these guys get quite the bad rap around here, but they are very amazing little creatures. The first thing that a lot of people think of when they see opossums is, ew, they're so dirty, they have a lot of diseases. Well, I'm here to tell you that the opossum is actually an incredibly clean mammal. They, just like cats, spend most of their day grooming themselves, and also their body temperature is actually so low that it is quite difficult for the body to house most diseases. So if anyone says, ew, that opossum probably has rabies, it's not very likely. It can happen, but it's not likely. So again, if you want to sound really smart, you can say actually and tell them. Now, opossums are also very well known for being, again, in our backyards all the time, but they are actually helping us out by living in our yards. And what I mean by that is one of their favorite snacks is actually ticks. Now, ticks are known for spreading Lyme disease, even to humans. So, a single opossum can eat thousands of ticks in a single season. So they're actually helping us, even our pets, and everyone around us by eating those pesky little ticks. Now, along with ticks, some of their favorite snacks might be some of your gardening plants, but also they love fruit trees, but they are, in fact, omnivores. So they will eat almost anything that they can find, including other small rodents, again, fruits, veggies, meat, almost anything. So they're pretty amazing. Now, they're also very well known for playing opossum, right? How many of us have heard of that? Now, this actually is an involuntary response. They have no control over it whatsoever. Ultimately, the opossum gets so stressed out or scared that the body just shuts down. So they will pretty much go to sleep for quite a long time. It can be up to about 15 minutes. But again, they have no control over it. So they kind of just have to wait till they wake back up. But the whole purpose of this is because typically other predators will not eat something that is already dead. So when they are sleeping, they will actually, their tongue will hang out of their mouth, they will emit a terrible smell, and they really, really, really sell it. So, if you ever come across an opossum that may or may not be passed away, the best thing to do, of course, is to leave it alone, because the likeliness that it is actually playing possum is pretty high. So, pretty incredible little creatures. Now,
So don't put them in a garbage can
around,
because they might wake up in there.
you gotta make sure there's no more snacks. Yep. All gone. Good job. There we go. As she walks away from you, the cutest little view of her waddle is that tail. Now they have semi-prehensile tails, which prehensile is just a fancy word for grasping. So they are not able to hold their full body weight from their tail, but they are able to wrap it around branches to help them balance while they're climbing. Now they are incredible climbers. They have opposable thumbs, just like we do, and they spend a lot of time maybe on your fence, in the trees, things like that. So they're pretty incredible. But that was amazing. So one more time for Penelope, our adorable Virginia opossum. All right, everyone. Now, for our next couple guests, I'm actually going to pass you off to my co-care specialist, Victoria.
Oh, okay. Next up, we're going to talk about some more species that are representing our One Health approach. Just like Dakota did a great job, even though I forgot to open the door for him. Okay, next up, we're going to talk about some species that do such remarkable work all across the globe. You may know them. They are the canine. Canines and humans have a long-lasting bond. They help in armed forces. They're art companions. They help in missing persons. They have a very diverse role, but they're also helping in conservation and research science. During the Australian wildfires several years ago, we helped deploy a team of koala dogs because there were many injured and isolated koalas due to the fires, and we were struggling to find them. So we sent out a team of dogs that had a hyper sense of smell to help locate these vulnerable critters. So today, because we enjoy talking about the conservation work we've done all across the globe, we have hidden a stuffed koala, and you'll see why we don't have a real koala out here, because, well, you'll find out. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome out our scent dog, Elvis.
Elvis!
I have no idea where he's coming from. Sometimes he stops for a snack. Hey, bud! It's on the other side, but of course he's gonna look everywhere. Now he is looking for a
Hurry, Ellie, get the door.
He is looking for a particular lemon scent. Oh, that was too easy! And we found it! Great job, Elvis! Now, canines are using their nose all across the globe to help out many other species. Now, in our Southwestern Conservation Hub, which Penny did a great job representing, we were using a team of frog dogs. These dogs were helping locate the critically endangered mountain yellow-legged frog. But now we have turned to science and technology to help locate those frogs, but the dogs started it and they did a remarkable job. And in our African savannas, canines are doing a lot of great work to help out South African cheetahs by locating their scat, which is a fun word for poo. They're also being guardian breed dogs to stop the conflict between cheetahs and farmers so cheetahs can live another day. Now, Elvis does a great job talking about our conservation work, but he is actually a cheetah companion, and he does a remarkable job at that. So I think it looks like he is going to head off. Yep, and there he goes. That
Elvis.
was Elvis. Showing off our conservation work. And of course, the dogs in the field do not pick up the koalas and shake them. That's just what Elvis chooses to do, and that's why he was never in the field. Okay, next up, we have a keystone species. Has anyone ever heard the term keystone species? Okay, a few of you. Well, we as humans, we're not keystone species. We're pretty much the opposite. So keystone species help the environment. The environment flourishes when there are keystone species around. Now this next one, she is small, but she is mighty. They are a North American critter. And sometimes it takes her a moment to wake up. But I do want to welcome out our North American beaver, Justine Beaver. I know, and if you're laughing, it's because you heard it sounds a lot like Justin Bieber. She is a 15-year-old young gal, So she was in her prime about the time Justin Beaver was in his prime. I guess he still is, and well, so is she. So as she decides to wake up and stretch out, we have some awesome footage of her roaming around. So I'm going to talk about the North American beaver. Oh, it looks like she's going to wake up. And sometimes she runs straight and dives into the water. So you never know what you're going to get with this little lady. But they are well adapted. Sorry, she's so cute. They are well adapted for both the aquatic and terrestrial life. And I do want to point out, they are the largest rodents in North America. The second largest rodent you already saw, and that was our porcupine. Oh, look, diving and dashing is what we call that. Okay, so
Shauna came running around the corner.
Both the aquatic and terrestrial life. So, do you guys like swimming with goggles and flippers? I know I do. Well, the beaver has built-in goggles and flippers. So they have extra eyelids in their eye, a nice clear eyelid that's going to help them see better underwater. Now, most rodents do not have very good vision. So this does help clear up things underwater for them, because that's going to be really important for them to survey underwater and the aquatic lifestyle. Now their hind feet are webbed just like flippers, and while she swims around, she doesn't paddle with those forelimbs. She simply holds them in place and uses those hind limbs to kick around. Now on land, those hind limbs are very important. She can walk bipedally, so right up on two legs. They are a little bit pigeon-toed, which does help her balance a bit. And with those forelimbs, they're quite dexterous. 5 digits, a good view right there on film. And those are going to be used to help locate or relocate their items they need for building. Believe it or not, beavers, oh, she's going potty. Believe it, she dropped some log. Sorry, that was funny. That was a big one. Sorry, I'm a professional.
I love it. Victoria goes off the mic more than anybody else.
To manipulate and change their environment. So they can take a stream and they can stop the water. They can redirect the water flow. They can create wetland sanctuaries for many other species to enjoy. So they're incredibly important in shaping their environments. In fact, there was an article that recently came out about how areas in fire zones do much better when there's beavers around. So they don't, they clear up a lot better. They keep a lot of the vegetation. So beavers are absolutely remarkable. Now, we all know beavers build dams, but that is not where they live. They live in what's called lodges. They look a bit like the dams, but their purpose is not to stop water flow or redirect it. It's simply to live. And, oh, she's over here playing peekaboo. And they have an underwater entrance that's going to help keep them nice and safe, because they are a prey species. So it's going to ensure that predators cannot enter their home. And of course, they are very tidy housekeepers. Their entry room is a nice room to dry off. They take great care of their coat. Oftentimes after a big swim, she sits and she grooms and gets all that water out of that double layered coat. That coat does help keep them warm in the winter. They do not hibernate, but they do prepare for winters. They're quite active year round. Now, my favorite feature on the beaver is going to be their teeth. Their teeth are bright orange, and that is not due to poor dental hygiene. That is because their teeth are their tool. It's like their chisel. It's how they clear forests, take down trees, you name it. But it's also important that they consume bark. They are a member of the rodent family with ever-growing teeth. So consuming the inner layer of the bark is going to be very important for them, and of course for tooth maintenance. So that orange, it's just simply an iron coating to keep it nice and strong. Now, during the 1800s, westward expansion almost wiped out beaver populations, but they've made a comeback, and beavers are doing incredibly well now, so we are very happy. And she does a great job representing not only a keystone species for her importance, but also a member of some, oh, we actually had a full North American presentation today, didn't we? That's pretty cool. Anyways, we love sharing the animals.
I was just realizing that as well.
Sometimes here in our own backyard, but I think she is going to swim around. Typically when we wrap up the presentation, then she comes out and shows off her walking. All right, well there she was, Justine, our North American beaver.
Yay!
Elaborate on beaver time here. She can swim as long as she wants. Alrighty, well, for over a century now, San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance has been creating a world where all life thrives through collaboration, innovation, I hope something you learned or saw today has inspired you to take action to help wildlife, because when wildlife thrives, all life thrives. Thank you all for joining us here today. We hope you enjoy the rest of your day here at the San Diego Zoo. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.